There's quite a few people in the boxing world, including myself, who are wondering whether this Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight is actually going to be real or if it's going to be some type of WWE scripted fight. I suspect it's going to be real, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Because of Mike Tyson's age, obviously, would Netflix and the people involved in this fight really risk putting a man who's nearly 60 in there against the guy in his 20s in a real fight, knowing how potentially disastrous that could be? God forbid if something terrible happened to Mike Tyson. Just think of the ramifications. Now, some people are going to say there's no way this fight could be scripted because it's an officially sanctioned boxing match that will go on both guys' records. If it was going to be scripted, then it would be an exhibition or something. Well, I'm an old man, folks, and I've lived and seen a lot of stuff. Back in the early 1990s, Mickey Rourke, yes, Mickey Rourke, the actor, had a number of quote-unquote professional boxing matches. He's got a BoxRec page. He's actually undefeated on BoxRec. Anyway, several of Mickey Rourke's professional fights are on YouTube. I defy anyone to go watch those fights and keep a straight face and not bust out laughing, because I'm not going to say all Mickey Rourke's fights were clearly scripted, staged, fixed, however you want to describe it, but several of them definitely were, including the last fight he had, which actually isn't on his BoxRec page, which was an exhibition back in 2014 in Moscow. He fought a guy called Elliot Seymour, who was 29 years of age, and that was Mickey Rourke's first boxing match in 20 years, and it just looked farcical from the beginning. Rourke won the fight by second round TKO. Again, if you go watch that fight, I mean, that guy's not getting any Oscars, the opponent I'm talking about, because his dive was so unconvincing. Anyway, after the fight, the opponent Elliot Seymour stated that he threw the fight, having been promised payment to take a dive in the second round. So that one we know for certain was fake, WWE scripted, because the opponent came out and admitted it afterwards. But I want you to watch one of the fights that is on Mickey Rourke's professional boxing record against the guy called Thomas McCoy. That fight was in Germany. Again, I defy you to watch that fight and come away with the impression that that wasn't some WWE business. You will be laughing out loud when you see this, what looks like a hillbilly, do his best Oscar-winning knockout victim performance. And in fact, most of Mickey Rourke's opponents during his quote-unquote professional boxing career were like rednecks and hillbillies and whatever. People who they literally pulled out of a bar somewhere, presumably gave him a couple $100 and said, go down in this round and you'll get double your money or whatever. And so I wouldn't count out the possibility that this Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight could be scripted as well. Again, I suspect, if I had to put my money on it, I suspect it's going to be real rather than a scripted thing. With that being said, when he fought Roy Jones in that exhibition, in my view, he was clearly holding back and trying his best not to knock Roy Jones out. Yes, he's an old man, and of course he can't move the way he used to move. I obviously get all that, but Roy Jones was an old man as well. It's like Andre Ward said when he interviewed Mike Tyson the other day, it was like watching two uncles fight at a barbecue. To me, it was clear that Tyson was holding back because he didn't want to knock Roy out or whatever. So you could argue that actually that was scripted, but again, it was an exhibition. It was never sold as a real fight. This is being sold as a real fight. So I suspect that Mike Tyson ain't looking to pull his punches. But that's the thing about scripted or staged fights. What a lot of people don't understand is both fighters aren't necessarily in on it. You only need one guy to be in on it. Usually the guy who's going to go down. The other guy don't need to be in on it at all. He might think it's completely legit. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below though. You reckon this is going to be a scripted WWE affair? Some Mickey Rourke joke business? Or you reckon this is going to be real? They've put safety provisions in place obviously because Mike Tyson's so old. 14-ounce gloves, 2-minute rounds. But is that just for show? Is that just to sell it to us like it's a real fight? When in reality, it's all pre-planned in terms of what the outcome's going to be. You guys let me know what you think. Don't forget to like this video, share it, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Are you surrounded by mindless bots in human form who adhere to the norm and blindly conform? Who swallow all the mainstream BS and actually ridicule you for questioning things? Do you wish you had more free-thinking individuals in your life to network and converse with? Well, look no further. We're right here. Come and join the Brotherhood of Reason on Patreon. You'll gain access to my weekly topical content where we take deep dives on an endless variety of subjects, as well as my vast back catalogue of podcasts, videos, interviews, movie decodings, and my Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You'll also get to talk and network with myself and hundreds of other people in our members chat. You can enjoy all this via the Patreon app or on desktop and download all my podcasts in high quality MP3. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store, or simply visit patreon.com on a web browser. Then head on over to my page and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. All the links are in the description box below. And just a quick money-saving tip for Apple users. If you purchase your Patreon subscription on the desktop site or on Android, then you'll avoid the ridiculous 30% fee that Apple charges for purchases made on the iOS app. So if you're on iPhone or iPad, save yourself some money by buying your subscription on the actual Patreon website or on Android, because it's a lot cheaper. Once you've made that initial purchase, you can then use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad thereafter to access and enjoy your content as normal.